Very nice cat, Rusty. Put that back in the rod holder. He hit the 8/0 double action hook. Pretty nice blue catfish. Hey, today we're over on the Arkansas River, Verdigris River Channel. We're anchored right here above the Newt Graham Lock and Dam. It's December 19th, just a few days before Christmas 2008. And we netted us some big shad right up here in a little cove. And we're out here catching some nice blue catfish. I'm going to take a few of these home with me. This is about as big a catfish as I like to take home and eat, but this is about a 6-pounder right here. Just a really nice blue catfish. Throw him in there, we might eat him for Christmas. Now today, what I want to talk about on the video is a little bit about the Arkansas River Navigation Channel and how to cut up your bait. We started getting a lot of emails from people that were watching the video, and they wanted to know, Jeff, how do you cut up the bait and how do you put the bait on the hook? So those are two of the things that we're going to be talking about today. Rusty, can I get you to turn around and get a picture of the lock and dam there? That is the last lock and dam before the port of Catoosa here on the Arkansas River McClellan-Kerr navigation system. I believe there's 18 or 19 locks between here and the Mississippi River. And this is how the barges get from the Mississippi River all the way up through Arkansas, up through Oklahoma to the port of Catoosa, which is at Tulsa. And it's really an interesting lock and dam system, one of the longest lock and dam systems in the country. And we're over here doing some blue catfishing this December. So I'll talk to you later. I think I got another bite going right here. Didn't get him, but I'll show you how to cut up that bait in just a second. Okay, I want to show you some of the ways that we cut up the shad. I'm not going to be talking about skipjack right now. I know there's a lot of people that fish with skipjack and bluegill and a lot of other things, but I'm going to show you a couple ways that I really like to cut up the shad and put the shad on the hook. Now this is an average size shad we get here in Oklahoma, about 4, 5, 6 inches long. And I'm going to show you a couple tricks here. I'm going to get 2 shad out. This one's a little smaller, but a couple ways I really like to cut them up. Okay, the first thing I really like to do is I like to just cut a side off. Just fillet it off and kind of cut the tail off like that. I don't fish with the tails too much, so that gives me a side, and then it exposes all of the flesh and the guts and the blood in here. And then I cut this up into pieces, and then I do something a little different. I cut that head in half right there, and that gives you a lot of blood and entrails inside that nose piece right there that puts a lot of sin in the water. Okay, now when I'm hooking these up, this is our 8/0 double action hook. Now whether you're using the whatever size you use, what I like to do is I like to go into my bait at a 90-degree angle. Instead of going with my bait, I like to go in like this, and I've got this envisioned in my head that when that fish grabs that, I want that hook to be at a 90-degree angle through that bait so the tip of the hook gets him. And I also like to hook it in the very toughest part of the fish as I can, which is the top, and then you always want to clean that scale off right there, because the tip of that hook a lot of times will get covered up with a scale. So this is the piece where the nose was, and that's where the guts and the gills are. Now the other thing that we do is we can hook these pieces on right here like this. Okay, now that's how I hook up a lot of my baits. Even when I drift fish or anchor fish, that's how I do it. Okay, now the other way that we cut our shad up that I like to cut it up is just to chunk it up. Just to cut right behind the gills, cut right there, here, and here. So we got 5 nice chunks out of that. Throw the tail away, and then you can put the head on here. Now, one of the tricks that a lot of guys like to do with the head is they'll take the hook and they'll go in the eyeball and right out the very toughest part of the head. Now, you can throw that a long way. I mean, you can really give this a hard throw, and this is not going to come off, and this can take a heck of a hit. If you're fishing really fast water or you're fishing from the bank and you got to throw a long way, it's pretty hard to beat that head right there, hooking it in that way. If I'm just wanting to fish with it like we are here in the boat today, most of the time I run it right through the top. That's the hardest part of that head, is right in here. So that's how I would fish with that. Now, the other chunks that I've got, even though the guts are in the bottom of it, I still will take my hook in, clean that scale off, put 2 or 3 of these chunks, and that's a pretty good bait right there. So the next time you go out and you have some shad that you want to cut up, you might try these tips. You might try cutting these up this way. Be sure and try some of the 8/0 double action hooks. I think you're going to find that they hook the catfish very, very well. I think he's there. That rod, oh yeah. Get him, Rusty? Is he? Good. Another victim. Yeah, this is another good, healthy blue catfish. All right. Now let's look at that hook set. We just about see that come in where that double action hook got him. Pull that Cajun line around there. Now you reeled down on that fish, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What'd you see on that 3/4 ton rod?
Started just laying down, just slowly.
That tip just eases down, and that is a really typical hook set right there for that that double action hook. That's the 5/0. We're using the 8/0, the 5/0, and the 3/0 here today. You saw me catch a fish earlier on the 8/0 hook. So let's get that one unhooked, get it back out there. I think he's another one of those guys that's going to get to go home with us.
Pliers.
Need some pliers. That reeling down on him really works, doesn't it?
Yeah, you want to set the hook on it, just reel down. It strips and drag, and he's on.
Let's throw him up here. These rest of these guys, we show the folks here what we're thinking about having for dinner. Well, we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well,
turn that many back.
Well, we turn that many back?
At least that many.
Probably.